it's Denis Rule here, commercial photographer in Ottawa, Canada, and Olympus Educator. We've all been stuck inside. We're getting a little bit stir crazy from all this social distancing, so I thought we'd have a little bit of fun in the studio today. I've got an incense stick here, and we're going to do some smoke photography. All right, so the incense stick is just one of those things that you can pick up from a dollar store. Maybe you got some kicking around the house. And I've got it here on a studio clamp and on a little light stand. All right, so that's the modeling subject. The camera I'm going to use today is the new Olympus OMD EM1 Mark III. Having a lot of fun with this camera. I can't wait to get it outdoors. I've been stuck inside here so long, I just had to get it shooting. I'm going to use the FL900B flash, okay? And I need a way to get the flash and the camera to talk to each other because I don't want the flash on top of the camera for this shot, so we need it to have it apart. So I'm using the Cactus radio triggers here. There's a number of radio triggers that you can use. Olympus has got a fantastic one as well, but I just don't have one here in the studio. I have used it. It works really, really great, but this is what I've got, so that's what I'm going to use. Next thing we need to do is the flash does not have a modeling light, so I'm going to use just a student lamp here on a little bench. And inside there, I've got an LED bulb. It's kind of important to use an LED bulb or maybe a fluorescent bulb. You want to keep the heat down, okay? So that this does not get hot. And the reason I'm going to say that is because we need to modify our light. Light from a flash or from this will go out into a very large pattern, so we need to limit the spread. I'm going to do that on my modeling light by using a piece of cinefoil with some tape. Okay, so cinefoil, for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's the same thing as a regular kitchen aluminum foil, which you can use in a pinch. If you don't have this, you can use that. And what we're going to do is, now the difference, sorry, this is thicker. And I'm sorry it's making a bit of resonating noise here. This is thicker and it's painted black, so it doesn't reflect the light as much. But again, you can use the foil. And all I'm going to do is wrap that around the light. And I've already got a couple of pieces of gaffer tape on there. And I'm just going to wrap that in, and we're going to create a snoot. Okay, so now what that's going to do is just limit my light to be a very directional light, and that's what we want in this case. We're going to do the same thing to the flash. I'm going to add a snoot. Now again, if you don't have one of these, this is just a snoot with some Velcro on it that again focuses the light from the flash right through so that the light doesn't spread. And if you don't have one of these, again, you can use this, just wrap that around your flash and create a snoot. Now the problem with the foil is you want the thicker stuff. It tends to be a little bit flimsy, okay? In worst case scenario, if you've got some cardstock, some craft paper, you can use that on the flash. I don't recommend you using this on the light because there is some heat and you don't want to have a fire. But this just goes on my flash very, very quickly and just attaches there. And then the little Velcro underneath tightens in. And now I've got a nice little, well, for lack of a better word, I've got a nice little light cannon, okay? So the flash is very, very directional. So, next thing I'm going to do is do some placement. I'm going to move my camera in the spot here. Now, if you don't have one of these fancy studio stands, that's okay. You can use a regular tripod, or you can even hand hold the flash or the camera because at the speed that we're going to be shooting at, not going to make much difference. I'm going to move my my modeling light back here a little bit, move my subject into the frame, and set up my flash, okay? Now, you'll notice that the flash and the modeling light are kind of right next to each other, aiming towards the incense stick here. You'll notice that I have a black background on the back wall. And this distance here, right now, I'm about maybe six feet apart, okay? You need to have this distance. You need to have that a little bit further away from the black background because if the flashlight hits the black background, it's going to turn gray. If you're far enough away and your light is directed away from the background, then the background is going to be totally black. It's not going to see it. So we turn on our modeling light, aim it towards the incense stick. We turn on our flash and aim it again towards the incense stick, being very, very careful that this light does not hit the lens, okay? Because otherwise you're going to get a flare and the shot's not going to work for you. Position our camera, and we'll turn off the studio lights and we'll show you what's going on here. All right, so we're going to take a shot here. Let's get something kind of cool going on here. That one looks kind of neat. Okay, so we'll take a shot here just in plain white balance set for the flash. And in your favorite camera software, you can go and change that. You can play with your slider and adjust the white balance to be whatever you want it to be. Okay, so let's take a quick peek at the camera settings. First of all, we'll talk distances. We already mentioned that we're 6 feet apart here from the background to the incense stick. I'm roughly about 3 feet apart, or 3 feet is my shooting distance, and my flash is roughly 3 feet away from the incense stick. Now, my settings may differ from yours. You may be using different equipment. You may be using a more powerful or a less powerful flash, but this is the baseline. I'm in the manual mode. I'm at ISO 800. My shutter speed is 1/250th of a second, and my aperture is varying, okay? I'm playing around with my aperture to get different effects. So I'm anywhere between f5.6 to f8, just playing around with it. And of course, with the live view, you can see exactly what you're getting. The camera, or the flash, it's in manual mode as well. And I've got this one set at 1/3 output power. Now again, you can change things up. The reason I went with 1/3 and the ISO 800 is because the flash isn't working as hard. I can click that shutter a lot faster because the flash recycles really, really fast at 1/3. If I put the flash at 1:1, I'm going to have to wait a few seconds between each shutter click, and I may miss kind of a neat little smoke shot. So the more I can get the shot right in camera, it greatly reduces the amount of post-production work that I do. So we're going to have some fun here. These are cinematic gels, okay? This is a little piece of plastic, and I'm going to bring it up here. I got 2 different colors. I got kind of an orange one here and a red one. All right, so they are translucent, okay? And I've got some Scotch tape on there, and I just simply Scotch tape that onto the front of the flash. And now, all of a sudden, I've got a different color of light. And watch what it does to the smoke. Okay, so using the yellow or the red or the blue or the green or the pink, these are kind of a lot of fun. Now you can buy these for about $7 a sheet. They come in a large sheet, roughly about 20 inches by 30 inches. You can find them at any theatrical lighting store. I'm sure you can find them on eBay or Amazon if you look for them, but you cut them out. These will last you forever. They are heat resistant, okay? So if you're using it on a hot light, it's not going to melt or catch fire. And the other thing that you can do is, you can be creative. Look around the house. Maybe you got a piece of glass that's got some colors in it and some fun. You can hold that in front of the flash and fire the flash through it, and it'll give you all kinds of different effects. CD covers, I've seen them in all kinds of colors. You could use that. Now again, be careful. Don't use those on something, on a hot light where you could have combustion, okay? Don't want to start a fire. Well, that's it. That's my tutorial in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. Play around with it, have some fun. Got a little bit of a giveaway for you, okay? I'm going to give away one of these snoots. So if you subscribe to the channel and give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see the notification in there, and drop me a comment. I'm in, all right? I'm in, and subscribe and a thumbs up. And at the end of, well, let's say here in the second week of May, the 15th of May, I'm going to randomly pick one of the I'm in thumbs ups, and I'll send you one of these snoots. No matter where you are in the world, we'll package one of these up and send it off to you so you can play with it, okay? It's kind of fun. You can use this as a scoop. You can use it as a snoot, and you'll have lots of fun expanding your off-camera flash. I'm Denis Rule, Olympus Educator. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, shoot lots, pixels are free. Catch you on the next one.